slideshow as well. So we're going to go ahead and start. Next slide, please. Just in case you didn't know who the administration was and you're new to Phillips Evans High School, Mr. Goodfellow, who we call Mr. Reed, is the principal. It's Ms. Pankowski, who has 10th graders. For your seniors, it would be A through L. Mr. Minkin has your 10th, 11th graders, M through Z. And then Mr. Wilson has the freshmen, but he knows to catch up with everybody else when things are going on. Ms. Lawrence has 10 through 12, A through L. I have 10 through 12, M through Z. I am obviously not the other Miss Sally. Miss Sally Lawrence and Miss Erica Bakery catch the 9th graders and everybody else when Miss Catherine Sally is not here. It's a little confusing, so I call Miss Sally 1 and Sally 2, or Sally May and Sally. Okay? Next slide, please. Your seniors have an Instagram account where all the things are posted by Coach Waterworth. So anything that's coming up, anything that's exciting, or anything that they don't know, it is always put on the Phillips Simmons Senior 2025 Instagram page. Allegedly, the students told us this morning that they have access to it. And I say allegedly, but that doesn't mean that they actually do it. So now you have it, so you're able to see it too. Okay? Next slide, please. All right. Senior dues are required. Okay? If senior dues are paid before December 20th, the end of first semester, they will be $50. They cannot be paid December 21st through January the 6th because we're not in motion. Not either. Okay? And on January the 7th, it goes up to $65 and it has to be cash or a check. We do not do Venmo, Cash App, credit card. The kids have already asked us that today. They cannot participate in graduation if their senior dues are not paid. Usually 2 weeks before they have their senior sign up, they are given an individual list that tells them what they owe, who they owe it to, and where they need to pay it. I personally go one by one to make sure the information is correct before I give it to your student. It's usually when we have our senior meeting in May. I make a copy of it because they need stuff. So Ms. Lawrence will have her part of the alphabet. I will have my part of the alphabet because somehow the garbage is full away the paper. So we always have a copy for it in our hands. Again, their senior dues have to be paid before that we can completely sign them out on their senior sign-ups. But we will go more into that a little bit further in the presentation. Next slide, please. All right, designing Mr. Waterworth right now. Herb Jones is who we use for our cap and gown. Okay? The reason we're telling students that they need to order it by May 30th is because you know how when you order stuff and they say it's going to be there on Wednesday, it doesn't get there until Tuesday the next week, which means it's Friday. Transportation is being a little special, and that falls into the area of ordering graduation supplies. We want to make sure that they have the graduation supplies ordered, so when we have delivery in the springtime, they will have all of their information versus having a cap and gown in this box, a sweater in this box, a pair of sweatpants in this box, the big tassel in another box. That's why we want to have them have everything ordered by November 30th. We do understand things happen, but we're trying to get the bulk of everything done by November 30th because the delivery is a little special and outside people. In addition to that, if they do not have their cap and gown, they cannot participate and we go into facilities. So please encourage your son, daughter, if they want to go to prom, to purchase their tickets early and do not wait until the last possible hour. Next slide, please. Okay, when we talked about fees being accrued, things they have to pay, these are some of the things that is on the senior checkout sheet. If they have a library book from elementary school, it will show up on their bill. If they have lunch charges from middle school, it will show up on their bill. Because it accrues, and then it pops up when the people from food services give us the entire bill, and then I have questions. Why is this so high? This is from middle school. This is from elementary school. I can't. You know you have a bill, go ahead and get it cleared. We had students who cleared their bill and then made another bill after they cleared their bill, so they had to get cleared again. If they have uniforms, ROTC, cheerleading, any type of sport, it's in the house, the chair, it's not a souvenir, it needs to be turned in or you'll be charged for that. Okay, you cannot be clear. Any sports equipment. You've got a baseball, football, basketball, pickleball, anything. All that has to be turned in so it can be cleared. Because the coaches go through and they tell us who's clear, who's not clear, and how much they owe and what it's for. Okay? I am going to stress textbooks again. Because I don't know why children put textbooks in the back of the closet. I don't know why they put it in the trunk of the car. They turn it in back in. You might want to do a little ever on Christmas time. Might want to do a little sweep around spring break. They're just some random textbooks or library books in the house. So you go ahead and get that turned in, so whenever that master list, those things are not on there. Okay? Say that you were doing chocolate for ROTC, host Spanish Club, French Club. That goes on your bill too. Oh, the textbooks that your kids are getting now, make sure that they put their name in the textbook. There's a line that belongs to their neighboring, whatever return that is counted for your child. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Okay.
That's me. All right. I'm Miss Wilson. For those of us who are walking in, I help run the fun circus that is graduation. And for the past 3 years, we've done pretty well. So one of the things that is my job is to say yay or nay to their outfits, to say this is where you go to sit, to say you didn't make it to graduation practice, you don't go to graduation. So this is what we have so far. I do not have dates for graduation practice yet. That is not really set by me so much as the district, because we don't have dates from them yet as to when graduation is. The minute I get it and can give it to you, I will, because I don't believe in withholding information from people who need to know. So the minute I can get that to you, I will be sending it out in as many different ways we can. But students must attend graduation practice if they want to participate in this ceremony. Practice is the same place it's been every year. It is here. We've had kids drive all the way to the Coliseum for practice. That's not where it is. Practice is here on campus in the gym. They need to show up with their cap and gown. They don't need their stole, they don't need their tassels and their cords because those get lost. Put those in a nice Ziploc baggie, label it, and shove it in the closet that they can't get to. And then you hand it back to them. You think they're going to lose it that much. They only need to wear their cap and gown and the outfit they plan to wear to graduation. The dress code will be on the next slide, but they need to wear what they plan to wear. We will confirm that what they're wearing is in dress code. We will teach them how to walk. Graduation rehearsal takes as long as it needs to. So if they do everything they need to do and they do it and rehearse it correctly the first time, we might do it one more time and be done. If they don't, we'll be there all day. So it's as long as it needs to be. Please be mindful, this is typically the last few weeks of May. Sometimes it's the first week of June, it just depends on the calendar. So please avoid scheduling any major vacations, because vacations, major surgeries, nothing like that is excusable for missing graduation practice and still going to graduation. And college visits, none of that. Nothing allows a kid to miss graduation practice and still go to graduation. So please, please, please be mindful that those weeks, but as soon as I can get that to you, I will, but be mindful those need to be not major events that will leave you out of town. Graduation itself will occur at the North Charleston Coliseum. It's been there pretty much every time, but do be mindful that that day, your child will need to be there earlier than the actual ceremony. Sometimes it rains. There's 4 other schools doing graduation at the same time or very much back to back. So tell them they need to leave much earlier than they usually would to get to that area. Because one time we had rain, we had accidents, and then we had kids coming in really, really late and they didn't know where to go, and we had a couple kids miss it because they didn't show up in time and we had to start. We had to get going, so they were not able to participate. So please stress to them, it don't matter that you flew in everybody from out of state or from out of the country. If you're not there on time, you cannot walk. So they have to be there in time. I told them to go get breakfast at Tanger and just walk around the area. That way you can just walk over if you have to. So stress to them, they gotta be at practice. They gotta be at practice on time. They cannot show up an hour later and think they can still participate. And they gotta show up to graduation on time. There's nothing I can do to fix that. Next slide, please. This is the dress code. This is the dress code set by the district. This is not a Pilsen dress code. This is not a Blue Pulse dress code. This is a Berkeley County School District dress code. I've told the students, if you're not sure, look at the list. If it's not on there, then you probably can't wear it. Students, if they're not sure, they want to show, what about this, what about that, they like to come and check on, is their outfit okay? It has to be a picture of them in the actual outfit, because what you see on Amazon is not always how it actually fits. So if they want to confirm their outfit ahead of time, that's great. We are happy to do so. We have to actually see a picture of them in the outfit, or if they want to swing by and wear it one day, that's fine too. It's very simple. So we won't have extras, so they gotta show up in the right outfit, they gotta show up in the right gear. We don't have the space or the resources to have a whole closet of extra stuff. If they do not show up in the right outfit for practice, we tell them, hey, you gotta fix your shoes, hey, you gotta fix your shirt, hey, you gotta fix that, da-da-da, and you have until graduation day to fix it. Preferably, we'd like you to check beforehand. If they show up still wrong on graduation day, they cannot participate. We had a couple kids scrambling to go to Tanger and get some and maybe try to make it back in time. We don't want that to be your kid. We don't want that to be you. We don't want your family to miss out on a really important life event because they couldn't follow very simple directions. So please work with your children, work with your young adults who are soon to be adults to make sure that they are wearing the appropriate outfit and clothing. Next slide, please. This is exactly what we told the students. They have to arrive at the time I tell them, not the time the ceremony starts. That's way too late. The time I tell them might feel really, really early, but it's because we have a circus that we have to manage and get everybody where they're supposed to be. We gotta go to the bathroom, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta figure out where do I go, where do I park, it's gonna be madness, so we gotta give time for those 200 or so graduates to get where they need to be. So stress to them, the time I tell them is the time they need to go. They are to arrive according to the dress code we told them. If they do not follow all staff directives, we will pull their diploma. And I had one year some Coliseum employees come up to me and say, those boys were very rude to us when we told them they needed to move because they were blocking the walkway and I about lost my mind. That will never happen again. So please remind them that yes, you're about to graduate, but I will pull you from the ceremony if you are being that disrespectful that I get contacted by a Coliseum employee that you're being rude, or you're being disrespectful, or you're cursing at an adult. That's not okay. When they come into the Coliseum, they're going to come into the backs of the tunnels. When it's time, we're going to collect their stuff. They're not going to walk out into the floor with their cell phones, their purses, their bags, their extra shoes. No. We hold all that in the back for them. We've secured it. We put it in boxes. We put it in baggies. We put a name on it. We label everything. There's always staff members back there with the stuff. So So ain't nobody going around and grabbing stuff, and they will get it all back when they file out the tunnels. We've done this every year, it's never been an issue. Next slide, please.
I want to piggyback on what she was saying about our graduation. We have always got comments that we have the best graduation of the district. And I tell the students, it's not about you, it's about me, it's about your parents and Mr. Reed. That's why we have had such a great graduation. There's no dancing across the stage, hopping on over the stage, doing backflips, no air horns or anything like that. It's a very dignified event. We told the kids that this morning as well. And that's what makes us so proud when we have graduation. Knock on wood, we have not had any incidents at our graduation with anything with anybody. Besides Lori. But that's just boys being boys. But if that were to happen across the stage, then I will pull to the pulpit. And I will hold it, and they will have to get it from Mr. Buchholz a week after graduation, or when he leaves it. Yeah. Because we always tell them that this is a dignified event, and we're going to keep it a dignified event. And it's televised, so we don't want us to forget. This right here are the tentative senior dates that we know. The first two things are most important. That's scheduling your IGP with Ms. Lawrence or myself. We booked up fast, so go ahead and book them, okay? We do understand that some of you may have other children in the building right behind each other, so we'll deal with your senior, your 10th grade, and your freshman. We'll deal with all that one day so you don't have to make multiple trips. Okay? We do our IGPs via face-to-face. We do it via phone, and we also do them on a video conference. Whichever is best for you, because we understand sometimes you only have that 30 minutes at work. So you can log in and we're just trying to find traffic and get those out. Do the phone call with them. But we do welcome you to come in and do your IGP. If you cannot attend, we will do the IGP with your student, and then we will immediately email you a copy of the IGP that we do with your grade school. If you need to go back and change it, we have time to do that as well. So instead of you getting a copy while you're in our office, you get a copy via email. That way you can know what your kids said to us, what we said to them, and we can have something that's coming up pretty soon is financial aid night, NCAA night. We knew that if we did that tonight, it would probably not be pleased with us. So we have someone who tried to get to a college who does financial aid coming in, just because financial aid is new. Last year was the first year. We know it had a bunch of problems. This year we're bringing, and no one really knew how to maneuver it. We have someone trying to say coming in and doing the financial aid with that. And then we think about our student athletes who think that they don't have to apply to school because they play the sport. They can just walk on campus and go to class. So we had instilling in our athletes, yes, the coach may give you an offer, but you still have to apply to school and meet the minimum requirement. So we have someone doing NCAA that way. We do it that particular time, okay? We will have college application day on October the 9th. The purpose of college application day is that if your child does not know that they want to go to school, or they're not comfortable filling out their application, or that is done in you because you as parents, even though you've done stuff, y'all don't know. We're bringing an outside person to help them go through their application process. We have different schools coming, and they don't promote their school. Their job is to help your child go through whatever application there is that they have to go through. Okay? Make sure that they either know their social security number or have that copy of it on them. Because we don't have that at the school, and some applications require that. We have to stop and give them half that. No, I'm not telling you to give them gonna start announcing it on Monday. We have to give them 2 weeks notice for the district to know and for the nurse to know before we can take anybody on the field trip. And it goes on to talk about when we have trunk or treat, when the big picture is. Well, what's the big picture? They do their year of graduation on the football field. So that's a new tradition that we started last year. And every year we're going to do it when they have some. This one, we're going to have 25. So we're going to have Mr. Lofty out there helping us with the engineering part of it so they can get the 5. They can choose just fine, but they cannot get the 5. So we're going to have Mr. Lofty helping us with the schematic as to how to do it. FAFSA. We always tell students to have the FAFSA in by December the 1st. Is there a rolling admission thing for FAFSA? Yes, it is. But we know money gets funny after January for any school, and when you're doing FAFSA. So you get that first pot of money if you have it in by December the 1st. It may take a little bit of time to process it, but as older people say, you're already in the number, not trying to get to it. Does that make sense, guys? All right. Again, all college applications should be completed by December the 1st as well. Yes, schools have rolling admissions. Yes, schools change their mind. But whatever the top 3 or 5 that we have, we always have them in by December the 1st. We know about early action. We know about early decision. Well, it's separate dates. But if you're not doing early action, you're not doing early decision, they need to be in by December the 1st. Okay? We have 3 PSAT, ACT tests here on campus on Saturday. It tells you the date, it tells you where the last day that you sign up. Okay? Our paper pencil test. We often out of doing the computer-based test because we know our Wi-Fi gets a little funny out. So we often should do the pen paper test. Unless they force me to do it, I will always do the pen paper test here at Phillips High School. Here at Phillips High School. This does not have nothing to do with the test that she gets. This is the one that you pay for. The Saturday test or mine? You gotta pay for it. The other test? Free.
So I'm testing coordinator this year, and so the seniors can choose either the SAT, which they should have put in uniform because that deadline passed, or the ACT in the spring. So SAT in the fall, ACT in the spring. They don't have to do it, they're welcome to do it, but it's during the school day, and it's free, and they can only do 1 free school day test. If they want to take the ACT here at Phillips Simmons on Saturday, that's paid through the website, through ACT. If they want to sign up for the ACT in spring, that's free. They use that Google form I already gave them, that I'm sure they don't know nothing about. And mine is digital. So all of the tests that I will give are digital, hers are paper pencil. So that's the difference there. School day is me, Saturday, her.
You understand that? Okay, I thought you should. We also give the ASVAB here on campus. We give it in the fall, we give it in the spring, and the sign-up QR code for that. The kids already have that. No, we do not make them take that. They take it if they want to. Please be mindful that if you take the ASVAB, it is not that you are going to the military. Again, if you take the ASVAB, let's get this rumor done. It is not that you are going into the military. Does it help you if you choose to go into the military? Yes. But I like it because it is a battery that tells you what your child is good at. So you'll give an example. Say your child wants to go into engineering. The test says your child needs to go into medicine or go into something else. The test will tell you that. The kids always say what they want to do, but when it comes down to the nuts and bolts, the battery will tell you what you're good at and it'll give it to you in ticking order. Also with that, if the child scores exceptionally well on the ASVAB, the recruiters have to come to me to see your child. So if you say, yeah, they took the ASVAB and I don't want the military level for their child, the military will never talk to your child through me. Now, they walk up to them in the cafeteria because they have cafeteria stuff. But to say that with a comma because they still have to request their transcripts through Parchment because it has to go from our PCSE base to the school that they want to apply to. Using this alone is not, I repeat, not an official transcript. Okay? So this is why another reason why they didn't get their transcripts until today is because we had a number of seniors who came into the senior class. To give them the most accurate information, we had to put those senior transcripts into the running to make sure that their information is right, so they're ranked as well. So it's not that we were trying to not give you information, we wanted to give you clean information. Because as a parent myself, my information is wrong, my antennas will go up and I'm going to start asking questions why. So to try to quell all of that, we try to let all the senior information is in before we did anything. Please note that if your child is doing Common App, we upload the transcript to Common App more than once. We have an initial, we do a mid-year, and then we do a final one. So when they say I need to upload my transcript, because we have certain times of the year to upload the transcript. If you apply to Common App late, let's say second semester, there will not be 3 transcripts going up, it will only be 2. You just start the process first semester. The list of important dates, when they say that they don't know what they're doing, anything you go to the refrigerator, here you go. Additionally, anything you go to the refrigerator, when you need to order cap and gown. So in case you lose the email that we send you, it's on here as well. The students, if your child took WIN, their WIN scores are already in here. So we gave to you in your hand as parents how to describe what the WIN score is. So let's say you will probably hear this. Well, I know you will hear this in your IDC meeting. Say that your kid decides that they're not going to go to college, and when your head pops off and you try to figure out what you're going to do, and they have a WIN score, you can use that to work with Boeing, Bosch, Mercedes, things like that, because it's a test that those companies ask for. It also shows you if you're a college and career ready. That's one of the factors for that as well. So it's a win-win situation. It's only there to help, not to hinder. So even if your child has a full ride, just say to them, the internship that they may want to go to, they require the WIN assessment. You don't have to pay for it because you already did it to the school. It's good to provide. I used to work trying to get more tools in their toolkit. They took, some of them took it as juniors. Those who did not take it, they will be taking it in the fall with this bill. All right. This sheet right here is how to gather your IGP. At the very top, gives you the QR code to Schoology for your students. They have all been pushed into Schoology already. They can't say, I don't know how to do it, because I already did it for them. Here are the QR codes about signing up for events, request to see the counselor. We even put something on here for you, parents, about signing up to Schoology, but all of you should have gotten your access code from your senior, because I handprinted all of those for every senior. And then it just talks about IGP resources. They want people to do, there's a recommendation from them. They try to tell them to do it. We have a recommendation sheet and a senior ranking sheet. All they have to do is fill it out, make copies, give it to the person they want to write their recommendation. Because Ms. Lawrence and I can tell you, that people will come to us and say, we want a recommendation. I don't know you like that. Who are you? Describe yourself to me. Well, I. Here's the paper. Put it on the paper so I can put what you're saying into words. So it sounds like I know you more than what I know. Yes, I know you as my student, but I don't know what your extracurricular activities are outside of school. I don't know that you do 4-H. I don't know that you volunteer here. I don't know that you do all that stuff. I only know what you do here on
For recommendations and stuff. Like I haven't started the process of Common App because I was waiting until today to get my transcript. I don't think they did so just like that.
No, that's why we have a board about scholarships. So, I have a slide for that, but I'll just read it from here. But you should have heard about these scholarships at every IGP because we do emphasize them. It's the Hope, Life, and Palmetto Fellow. So, again, when you meet with us, we will sit down and we'll go over your students' GPA to get all the requirements, all of the scholarships require at least a 3.0 GPA. And again, just a plug for taking the ACT on a Saturday or the free one or the SAT, because some of your students will be applying to schools that say, oh, we may be test optional. That's great, but they still may need that test to get Palmetto Fellow or Life, and they would need the test score. Okay, so for admission purposes, they may not need the test, but to get the scholarship, they will need to have the test score. As well as, I think, and I'll mention it now, is Trident Tech, since I'm on talking about testing. If your student is planning to go to Trident Tech, the student can take the AccuPlacer, or if they have a 3.0 GPA, they would not need to take the AccuPlacer. Trident Tech looks at the student's GPA, and if it's a 3.0 or higher, then they don't require students to take the AccuPlacer. Next slide. Communication. So these are different ways to stay in touch with us. Like Ms. Mabry said, we pushed every student, not just our seniors, into Schoology. We also, during homeroom, gave your student a form to give to you, which was your code to get into Schoology. So when we do announcements, it's going to go through Schoology. If there's scholarships, it's going to go through, like if we get the Booster Club scholarship, or the Joy Law, the PTSA scholarship, Joy Law Firm scholarship. All of those scholarships, because a lot of parents ask about scholarships, will be in Schoology. Okay? And again, Ms. Mabry gave every student is in Schoology, and they were given a copy of your, I think you have to have a code to get it. Okay? Next slide. Parchment.
Okay.
I'll let Ms. Mabry take over.
Parchment is how we send the transcripts electronically from the hub to the school. We do it electronically because schools cannot lie and say that they didn't get it or we didn't send it. When it's pushed from our system to that school system, we get a code. And that code says whether or not it was delivered, it was not delivered, and when they downloaded it. So, let's say USC calls and says that Ms. Pilson did not send her transcript, but she requested it through Parchment. I can quickly go in, say, give me the phone number who told you that you didn't have your transcript in. And then I will personally call and say, this transcript was sent on August the 26th. It was downloaded on October the 28th at 1:41 p.m. by this person with this code. Oh, we did not see that. We apologize. So the schools are understanding that we are very stickler about using Parchment because we can track every single transcript that is sent to every single solitary school. We can also track it if a scholarship agency is requiring them to send a digital copy of their transcript. They give us an email address. We can track when they downloaded it. We do know that there are some scholarships that we have to put it in an envelope, have to put it in snail mail. But the purpose of Parchment is so we can track where every transcript goes, and when they say that it's not been downloaded, it has been downloaded. All of your seniors were to go in and create their Parchment account during homeroom during the first 10 days of school. I will go in the middle of the month and find out who has not done their Parchment, and then we have a
give it to me? No. Where do I get it? Parchment. Oh, I used my school email to sign up. That sucks. Because once they graduate, they cannot access their school email. We cannot access their school email. There's nothing we can do to get it back. So when they try to fix their password or figure out how to reset their password and they use their school email to sign up to Parchment, which is supposed to carry on past high school, there's nothing we can do. So please emphasize to them, you made your Parchment account with your personal email, right? And if they don't have a personal email, they need to make a personal professional email because their colleges are going to ask for one as well. iCloud, Gmail, something. But they're going to need that, and they have to make it, and they have to keep track of their passwords. We are clipping the wings. We know you want to help. We know you want to see them succeed, but they have got to do this on their own because in college, there's nothing that y'all can do to contact that college director, contact that college admission board. Once they're enrolled and they're in, they have to do this on their own. So encourage them. Keep them on that path of doing it on their own. I know it's so tempting to want to do it for them because I know I'm bad about that. But they've got to do it on their own. They've got to learn how to have it so that when they go off to the college or the job, they're doing it, they know how to do it, and that builds their confidence and their resiliency, and that's what we want in them.
And in the directions that they were given in homeroom, they were told to change it to their personal email. So, you see it up here, they were told in the classroom to go ahead and do it. This right here, just so you know what's going on, y'all all know the transcript. I'm not worried about that. We're specifically showing you what the weighted GPA is, what the unweighted GPA is, and then the number of attempts of credit. Sometimes when kids transfer in, sometimes when they change classes, we call it a ghost or a shadow attempt. We try to go back in to make sure that the number of attempts and the number of credits earned are the same. It's just something funky that Power School does at every school in every state that uses Power School. So we actually go in and count to make sure that the numbers match. And if they don't match, you literally sit there 30, 45 minutes for a transfer trying to figure out where the ghost credit is. Because we want to make sure that it is completely correct. Okay? Next slide, please. If your child wants to do any of the student distinction pathways, these are what we've been talking about in IGP meeting. We're looking at the business classes, we're looking at the health science classes, we're looking at sports medicine, engineering, things along those lines. This tells you what the criteria are. These are not, this is not something that you have to have to meet graduation requirements. This is what I call grading. Okay? This is your recognition beyond the 24 credits that you have for graduation. Okay? But we want to make sure that you see this. We talk about this in IGP meetings when we had the check marks on the pages of what you qualified for. This is just the big formula. Next slide, please. All right. 99.9% of applications are done online. When they do the applications online and they create that username, they create that password, we always tell them to take a picture of it and have it in their phone. Because you can't come to us and say, I need you to reset my password. My school. I can't do that. Then they have to call their IT department to get the information. So we tell them, once you find your username, once you create your password, once they give you their ID for their school, take a picture of it, have it in your phone. Send it to your mom, send it to your dad. And then that way when you lose it, somebody else will have it. But it's not the same thing that you use to log on here for the high school. We do not send ACT or SAT scores to any school because it is required to come from the testing agency, College Board or ACT. If we send it, those scores are unofficial, and they will still tell you to go in and send your scores to XYZ Well, why are we taking when? The second thing on being career ready is about when. So if you score three or better, you are career ready. So when you do the internships and things like that, and they ask for it, you have it. Next slide, please. These right here, when you get it, these are hot links. What I mean by hot links, when you hover it over, the senior checklist that we go over will pop out. The request letters of recommendation will pop out. The grading scale will pop out. If your child's talking about going to a D1 and D2 school, those things will pop out at your fingertips. So when they give you half of the information, is the rest. Next slide, please. Ms. Norris talked about this earlier, talking about taking the accuracy test with TTC. If you have a minimum of 3.0, you don't have to do it. Right here, talking about ACT and SAT, and again, some schools are test optional. However, for scholarships beyond Palmetto and Hope and Life, they sometimes require you to have test scores for that as well. Next slide, please. The dates are in the packet, and the dates are up here. So when you get it in the email, everything will be on there, and we have made those slides a little bit smaller, and it's in your packet. They got the same information too. So when they say they didn't get it, they do. And it's also in their school. Next slide, please. These are subject to change, but when you start looking at, we call them the top 3 schools in South Carolina, call the top 3 schools in Carolina. These are an average of what the SAT scores, ACT scores are, how things are weighted and deadline. We have a meeting with them on the 17th to find out if there's updated information. It's based on last year's information. They have not given us updated information. As soon as we get it, if it's the same, we won't say it. If it's something new, we will send that out to you. Next slide, please. NCAA Clearinghouse, NCAA 9. This is just an overview. The new NCAA information came out literally today. I haven't had time to read it all yet, because I'm going to go for this afternoon. So by the time you come on the 25th, you'll have the new FAFSA information and the new NCAA information. Okay? Next slide, please. First donor. For guaranteed arrival by November the 30th. They can't guarantee because of the shipping and where it's being made. And I don't want any senior not to be able to graduate, participate in graduation because they don't have that information. Next slide, please. When you go home and you watch this, there on the YouTube link, there's a direction on how to order the stuff online for campus. Okay? Next slide, please. Again, all orders will be online. They will not be on campus taking orders. All orders will be online. And then as soon as we get the spring date for delivery, we'll get that back out to you. That is the end of our presentation. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you being attentive. And we're trying to be as transparent as we can. So as soon as we get information, we are going to give it to you. Y'all can have a great afternoon, great evening, and we'll see you at the football game. Yay!
And that is it. Let's stop recording.